It hasn't even been 2 weeks, and already Konami has just announced its first batch of cards that will be in the upcoming OCG set, Limit Over Collection, The Heroes. Now, this is actually the very first time ever in Yu-Gi-Oh's history where Yu-Gi-Oh cards will become full art cards. Kind of similar to what the OCG is doing, to what Konami is doing with Rush Duel over in the OCG. This is what a typical Yu-Gi-Oh card will look like. And I do want to point out, as a quick disclaimer, this card right here is one of the new cards that will be in this set. But I will reveal the name later on in this video. But that's what a typical Yu-Gi-Oh card will look like, and this is what it'll look like as a full art, which looks fucking amazing. Absolutely fucking incredible, you guys. So, not only that, but I do also want to reveal as well that they did announce some Chibi cards that will be released in both the Heroes set and the Rival set, which we will get to here in a little bit. Excuse me. So without any further ado, let's get straight into it. So the first card that I just showed you, which is this, is called Dark Magician, the Pharaoh's Servant, which is a 7-star dark spellcaster with 2,500 attack, 2,100 defense, literally the same attack, literally the same stats as a regular dark magician, but with a massive plot twist, because all 3 of its effects are a hard once per turn. The first effect reads: this card's name becomes Dark Magician while on the field, on the field or in the grave. Sorry, the second and third effects are hard once per turns. The first one, it basically becomes Dark Magician while on the field or in the grave, kind of similar to Dark Magician the Dragon Knight, which is pretty cool. The second effect reads: you can reveal 1 spell in your hand, special summon this card from your hand, then you can set a spell trap that mentions Dark Magician from your deck. Third effect, which is a quick effect, reads: you can discard 1 spell, destroy all spells and traps your opponent controls. So this is literally the I can't speak. This is literally one of the best combo extenders for Dark Magician. 100%. This is an instant 3-of. 100%. This is an instant 3-of. So the idea for Dark Magician decks, typically you would run 3 copies, but because this card can easily get you to your Eternal Soul, it can get you to your dark magical circle, it can get to pretty much any DM spell or trap to your board. You don't really need 3 copies of Dark Magician. All you need is 2 copies of Dark Magician, and I would say about 2 or 3 copies of this card, and you basically can make your Dark Magician deck even more powerful than ever before. And it's also Harpy's Feather Duster on a 7-star body. So you're basically running. It's pretty much as if you're running 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 Harpy's Feather Dusters in the form of dark magic attack. This card and Harpy's Feather Duster all rolled up into one, which is kind of cracked. Honestly, this is actually kind of busted. And again, it literally acts as Dark Magician on the field and in grave. So if you summon this card off of the effects of Eternal Soul, Dark Magical Circle's effect will trigger, and you get to banish one of your opponent's guards, thus breaking their board. And That's actually kind of sick. That is actually kind of sick. Next up we have Favorite Hero Shining Flare Wingman. That's if it'll fucking load. God, I swear I hate Boost Mobile. I legit like hate Boost Mobile. Like the fact that my phone, this phone of mine, this iPhone runs super slow on Boost Mobile service is horrible. Like absolutely horrible. We had no problems when we were with T-Mobile, but now we're having problems with Boost Mobile. Anyway, favorite hero is an 8-star Light Warrior fusion with 2500 attack, 2100 defense, and requires a fusion plus a face-up monster on the field. So funny enough, this can actually be an excellent super poly target, which is actually kind of funny, and it's even more funny. And it's even more funny because this is more of a generic fusion. And you're probably curious of how. Here are this card's effects. This card is always treated as an elemental hero card, and the first effect is a once per turn that reads, if this card is special summoned from the action deck, you can shuffle 5 monsters from your grave into the deck, then draw 2 cards. And if you do, this card gains 1000 attack. Second effect reads, if this card destroys a monster by battle, inflict damage to your opponent equal to that monster's original attack. So you can literally use this card in any deck, 100% in any deck that uses up fusions. So for example, if you're playing like let's say for example you're playing Dark Magician, and you have a fusion, and your opponent has a fusion, and you have also a face-up dark magician on board. Let's just say that you can literally go super poly, discard a dark magician from your hand, fuse your dark magician with their fusion. Excuse me. You bring this guy out, and you instantly have yourself a pot of avarice, because the first effect is essentially a fucking pot of avarice, which is this card right here, pot of avarice. Shuffle 5 back to your deck, draw 2. Plain and simple. It's literally that fucking simple. And also, this is probably by far one of the best game changers, not just for a deck like DM, but also for hero decks in general, because you can deal a shit ton of damage to your opponent, which is actually kind of sick. So this can potentially threaten lethal depending on what deck you use this in. Next up, we've got Stardust Dragon Victim Sanctuary. And honestly, not gonna lie, the artwork looks super fucking badass. And I'll bet you anything that this card right here is going to be one of the chase cards of the set, aside from Dark Magician being the ultimate chase card. But Stardust Dragon Victim Sanctuary, 8-star Wind Dragon Synchro, 2500 attack, 2000 defense, and requires a tuner and 1 or more non-tuners. Both of its effects are once per turn, but you cannot you cannot activate them in the same chain. First effect reads, when your opponent activates a card or effect in response to the activation of your card or effect as a quick effect, you contribute this card, negate that opponent's effect, and if you do, destroy that card. Second effect reads, if your monsters was distributed this turn as a quick effect, you can banish this card from your grave, special summon 1 star to synchro from your extra deck. So this is basically a really quick way to summon out the original Stardust Dragon, or to help you summon out help you summon out Excel Synchro Stardust Dragon to help you go into cards like Satellite Warrior or whatever like 10-star monster you may have at your disposal. And think about this, right? We're getting new Stardust support in this set. Like 100% we're getting new support for Stardust in I think it's in this set. No, sorry, no, scratch that. No, we're getting new Stardust support in Blazing Dominion. So think about this. The Stardust decks are now going to be 10 times more deadly than ever before with the new support that we got in the 5D's decks. So if you add the new support out of the 5D's decks, the hell's in my... Oh, there was something on my tongue. Anyway, if you mix the new support, the new support that we got in the 5D's decks with this card plus the new support in Blazing Dominion, we're going to be in a format where Stardust could very well break the meta. And I know that I've said that with so many other decks over the last few months. You know, obviously with the new DD cards that we got in Doom of Dimensions and all that shit. But this deck might just be the deck because it's literally Solemn Judgment for a chain, literally for a chain, which is cracked, and it's also a way to bring out Excel Synchro Stardust Dragon to go into your level 10s or whatever you may have at your disposal, which is pretty cracked. Next up, we've got number 39, Utopia, the Envoy of Light. Which, honestly, the artwork on this thing looks so fucking cool. Konami did a really good job with these. But let's just see how good this card is. It is a rank 4 Light Warrior Exceeds with 2500 attack, 2000 defense, and requires 2 level 4 monsters. And it has 3 separate effects. The first one reads that it cannot be destroyed by battle except with a number monster. Second effect, which is a quick effect, reads you can detach 1 material from this card, target 1 monster you control. The first time it would be destroyed by battle or card effect this turn, it is not. Third effect reads when the second attack of this turn is declared, you can make this card gain 2500 attack, and if you do, it gains this effect. When this card destroys a monster by battle and sends it to the grave, you can special summon it to your field. This is literally Goyo Guardian. Like, oh my god. Okay, so not only can this card protect itself by battle, except by a number monster, but it can also protect your other monsters from being destroyed by battle or card effect. And it's also fucking Goyo Guardian. Literally its attack goes up, literally doubles, which is basically Blue Eyes Chaos Max Dragon, sort of. And again, when this card destroys a monster by battle and sends it to the grave, special summon it to your field. It's fucking Goyo Guardian. This is literally Goyo Guardian on a rank 4 body. Come on, seriously, like you cannot deny that this card is absolutely busted. You cannot deny it. That is absolutely crazy, you guys. Holy shit! Honestly, Utopia might just end up being another one of those decks that could potentially be meta. But at the same time, when you really think about it, when you really think about it. A card like this can be a perfect bait going up against yummy decks because if you pop like let's say for example you destroy their Link 1, right? Let's say that and then this card's effect triggers. Your opponent yummy surprise to summon it back. Now you have no targets. So it's basically a bait. It's basically a bait, but it's still a pretty good card, I have to admit. Next up, we have Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon of the Four Heavenly Dragons. Okay, I mean, the name could have been better, but it's still pretty cool. The artwork though looks really cool too. Let's see here. It is a it is a 7-star Dark Dragon Pendulum with 2,500 attack, 2,000 defense. The pen skill is 4. And the pen effect is a once per turn, and both of its monster effects are once per turn. The pen effect reads as follows. During your main phase, you can destroy this card, and if you do, add 1 pendulum monster with 1,500 or less attack from your deck to your hand. Also, for the rest of this turn, unless you pendulum summon after this effect resolves, you cannot activate monster effects on the field. So you can hypothetically speaking search out for Monkey Board, which can help you draw, which can help you search out Skull Acrobat Joker, which is kind of busted, I have to admit. This is kind of like a 1-star, kind of like a mini one card combo with the pen effect, but its monster effects might say otherwise. The first effect reads, this pendulum summon card gains these effects. Gains attack equal to the difference between the pen scales of the 2 cards in your pen zone times 300. Any battle damage your opponent takes from battles involving this card is doubled. Second effect reads, if this card in the monster zone is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can add it to your hand. Then, if it was destroyed by your opponent, you can special summon it. So again, this is basically another version of like Goyo Guardian, sort of, which is actually kind of crazy. I mean, being able to bring this guy out from your grave is kind of crazy. So I know I said that this was another version of Goyo, but that was a lie. And I didn't lie. I thought it said that you can summon it to your opponent's field, but I read it wrong. It's if this card gets destroyed by your opponent, you can bring it out. But still, though, I mean, the pen effect. I mean, it can help you bring out Monkey Board. It can help you search out for a Skull, which can help you search out for a Skull Acrobat Joker, which is pretty cool. Not too bad. Not too bad. That brings us to the final new card of the video before we get into the Chibis, and it is known as Decode Talker Integration. Took me a second to read that. Took me a second to read it. Proof of my disability, but that's okay. So there is the artwork of Decode Talker Integration. Looks pretty cool. So it is a Dark Cybers Link 3 with 2,300 attack, and its arrows are up, bottom left, bottom right, and requires 2 or more effect monsters. Both of it, the second effect is a once per turn. Excuse me. The first effect reads, this card in the extra monster zone gains 500 attack for every other Link monster on the field and in the grave, and in the graveyards. Excuse me. Also, your opponent cannot target it with card effects. Second effect, which is a quick effect, reads, you contribute 1 monster this card points to, send a Cyber's monster from your extra deck to the grave. Also, this card can make up to 2 attacks on monsters during each battle phase this turn. This is basically the original Decode Talker on steroids. Like, I don't know if you contribute your opponent's monsters, because if it gets co-linked, because if it gets linked to because if if this card gets linked to your opponent's monster, I don't know if you're legally allowed to tribute your opponent's monster. I think you can. I'm not so sure, but I think that's the case, and you're able to extra foolish your one of your Cyrus monsters from your extra deck, and then just make the double attacks. I don't know if that's the case or not, but honestly, it's not too bad. I gotta admit, it's not. These are actually pretty good. Gotta admit. But that brings us also to the Chibi arts, and there are 4 of them. So we are getting Chibi arts of Witchcrafter, Madame Veer, and Divine Arsenal AA Zeus Sky Thunder, as well as Fallen of Albaz, and Incredible Ecclesia the Virtuous. So I'll show them off one by one. So this is Madame Veer. So here's Madame Veer. Then of course we got Zeus. Fallen of Albaz. And last but not least, Ecclesia. And honestly, this one's actually kind of cute. I have to admit, the Chibi art on this one is super cute. But I will say that the limit over collection, both the hero set and the rival set, we're gonna be in for a format in 2026 where any of the decks that will be in both sets are going to destroy the meta. I know that in the rival set we are getting a new Blue Eyes card. So yeah, Blue Eyes could potentially become a meta strategy again, which is possible. I mean, I know that we got the Blue Eyes White Destiny structure deck earlier this year, but to be fair, it just didn't really take off. So it's another one of those sets where the new cards are good, but they're only good on Master Duel. And I know because I got pretty far in the December 2025 Duelist Cup on Master Duel. I think I got to rank 14 or 15, so it's not too bad. It's not too bad. I kind of wanted to complete it, but I probably won't, but it's all good. But anyway, that being said, that'll do it for today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you guys smash that thumbs up button. If you guys are new to the channel and you guys want more card discussions in the future, then be sure to subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and as always, make sure you guys are following me on all of my social media. All of my ads will be in the description below, as will the info to my fan mail. It will also be in the description as well. And on that, this is your boy Nash, signing out.